Well, there you have it. That is the last time we will be seeing Barack Obama in the White House briefing room there, giving his final press conference as President of the United States. He is in power for one more day, really. Donald Trump will be sworn in on Friday. He touched on a host of foreign policy and domestic issues during that address. To talk a bit more about that, I'm joined by Ian Reifowitz. He's a professor at Empire State College of the State University of New York. Thank you for being with us, and an awful lot to get through there. There were a lot of messages in there, weren't there, for incoming President Donald Trump. On Russia, for example, don't mix up the issue with Ukraine with the nuclear issue. He also said about Israel, warning Donald Trump against any unilateral moves. There was an awful lot of last-minute advice for the incoming president, wasn't there?
Yes. I mean, look, President Obama has his own ideas about Donald Trump. He can't unsay the things that he said about the president-elect during the campaign. But now he's, like the rest of us, has to hope for the best. And part of hoping for the best is giving him advice about being thoughtful and about about thinking things through before you make a decision. I heard him say that a number of times during the press conference. Those aren't things that a normal president says, and a normal outgoing president says to a normal incoming president. This is not a normal situation. Donald Trump has acted differently than we have come to expect from presidents. He talks in a way that's different. He tweets in a way that's different, to say the least. So President Obama, I think, is made it pretty clear that he has been talking to the incoming president, and that he hopes the incoming president will take his advice seriously. I guess we'll all find out.
Right, and he was clearer than that, even, wasn't he? I mean, he said it is appropriate now for Donald Trump to pursue his vision for the country and to act in line with his values, admitting, though, that there will be very little overlap. These are two very different presidents, aren't they?
Absolutely. And that was one of those questions that I think the president, didn't... There was sort of an obvious answer, right? I mean, he can't say that he expects Donald Trump, a Republican, conservative Republican, to maintain the policies of a liberal Democrat like himself. So I think his point there was to give Trump room to show that he understands that Trump is going to be a very different kind of president than he is. But then you notice that the president still saved a little bit at the end of that statement, where he talked about how he hopes that perhaps when Mr. Trump sees the evidence and gets into the situation and tries to figure out how to deal with things like healthcare, that he might be convinced to do things differently than he had expected, and that in the end maybe he'd find a few areas where he would maintain the policies of President Obama. So it was a very diplomatic way of getting to the point where he is sort of nudging Mr. Trump. Hey, you know what? You might want to take some of my ideas pretty seriously, and you'll see that when you get into the Oval Office.
All right, Ian. Thank you very much indeed, Ian Reifowitz there from Empire State University of New York. We're taking a very short break. We'll be back in a few moments. Stay with us.